Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm going to be doing a little review of the HD portable DVR with the 2.5 LCD screen. I haven't opened it. This is the I started to. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me start recording this. So I actually didn't buy this for surveillance purposes, even though I could, obviously potentially use it down the road, and we could talk about that a little bit later. But the main reason I bought it was because I wanted to make more videos for you guys, and I wanted to make more unique videos. So I thought having one of these in the car, if I wanted to record myself or what I was doing, then it would be a lot easier to do than trying to mount a tripod in my car and watch it flip around. And listen, it's just not a good thing, so don't do that. But so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. And I got this off of eBay. I think I got it for like $20 or around there. It was really inexpensive. So just going to... looks like we got a little charger in here for the car, or maybe this is what you need to power it. So you got your suction cup here. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up, maybe not. So looks like so you can mount it on your window. I'll go ahead and pan back here a little bit, and this is a USB cable here. Let's go ahead and pull it out for you guys. Just a little, nothing fancy. I got a little something sticker here. I don't know what that is. The instructions. This very well could be a battery pack, so that's fancy. I'm assuming. I don't know. And yeah, looks like that's it. So, the box says it records an HD DVR. It supports SD cards up to 32 gigabytes, and has a USB interface. These little circles here, it says Movie 2.0, high-speed recording, records an AVI. Okay, so that was that. So you got your your suction cup there. You have your camera here. Okay, with the camera, it looks like it's got, I guess you could actually probably stick this on a tripod. It's got the threads in there. Looks like it's got a voice, or I don't know what this is. Looks like maybe a speaker. Can't tell. Looks like this is the camera. These are going to be maybe like the glow in the infrared lights or whatever it is, so you can light things up. I don't know for sure. Hopefully it's not like bright lights, which, it might be. Looks like your USB can go here somewhere, which is cool. And what else is that? Looks like there could have been something else there, like a HDMI or something. Maybe that's for a more expensive camera. Looks like here's your SD card area, which is cool, or some other card. And your screen. It's got a menu and a mode thing here going on. Looks like your power buttons are here. I'm not quite sure because I'm not operating it yet. But yeah, so what I'll probably do is put this in the car. Oh, it looks like that's where the battery goes, so that's cool. So maybe after I charge it, I can do the operating things right here. Wouldn't that be cool? Alright, so looks like this swivels, I guess. So if I wanted to videotape myself, I could do so and see what I'm doing. I will say that it's all pretty much made of plastic, and it seems kind of sturdy. It doesn't feel too flimsy, so that's a good thing. And what else here? We got the instructions, and looks like they're pretty easy to read. They're not, poorly translated if they are translated. So I'll take a look at that later. And of course, this was the last thing here, the charger. I guess this is so you can charge on the fly here. This does feel cheap, but hey, as long as it does the job, that's all that matters. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to charge it up, and then I'm going to probably take a little drive and hook up the camera just to see how it rolls, and we'll come back and maybe do a little analyzing the video, see if it's any good, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's do that then. Okay, so as you can see here, this is how it kind of attaches to the window. This can go, this way, and if I loosen this up, I can, adjust it this way or this way, up and down, left and right. So, depending on what your windshield looks like or how you want to set it up, it's not that big of a deal. And then I could tighten this down to keep it from moving too much, and then whatever, I can turn the screen here. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand here while I'm videotaping. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record and see how it turns out. So far, I've been pretty impressed at the way the menu function works, and you get your little battery display there, and I guess I still have the screen thing on. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record and just kind of get an idea of what this looks like. Alrighty, so I'm supposed to be recording in HD, and the sound is supposed to be working. If not, I might have to dub in the voice. But yeah, so far I saw a couple glitches, and I don't know if it's just I'm doing something wrong or not, but I think you need to format your SD card after you put it in, because when I didn't do it, I could not get it to record for some reason. So once I did, and I pressed the format thing, and then I pressed the record button, everything seemed to work fine. I had already set the date and time on it prior to coming out here, which was pretty easy to do, nothing super complicated. And that's me. I like things to be easy, because when I'm out here doing this, I don't want to fumble through things. I just want it to happen. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera hopefully towards me, and see how this looks here. I'm going to loosen up the top thing here, loosen this up, spin it around, and rotate me. There we go. So yeah, this is supposed to be, like I said, recording in HD, and it's it looks a little washed out. It looks a little too bright on the screen, but maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe I didn't take enough time to set it right. But from what I can tell, it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm really kind of excited about this. Now, one of the things I think that this could be used for, other than for my purposes of just talking to you guys on video, is there are some claims out there where they require that videotape be obtained when somebody is driving. Now, obviously, that's kind of hard to do when you're driving yourself and you're trying to follow them. Most of the time, they just say, okay, well, just get the subject getting into the car and departing, and then get them, when they arrive, get them getting out. So then there's no, obviously, you can't videotape them, right next to them driving. So you're just trying to get those two different times. But with this might make things easier. If you're driving behind them, you could just start recording the screen, and then it would just there wouldn't be any gap in between the time that they got in their car and the time that they arrive at their destination. Now, of course, you can't get everything, but it might add to the value of your client might be like, wow, look what this guy just did, or who knows. Also, this might help if you're trying to be inconspicuous, and maybe you don't want to have your camera up, and you just turn this on and do this, and maybe videotape somebody on the street, and that way you could look like you're looking at a map and not be looking at your subject. So this thing does fold up, and I'm pretty sure it still continues to record. So you don't have some viewfinder, because I'm looking at the viewfinder now. You can just fold it up and it'll still record. So well, overall, a date and time stamp. If it shows up the same way as I'm looking at it now, that's going to be cool because it looks nice and clean. And yeah, so let's take a look at the some quick operating instructions. Okay, guys, a couple quick things here. Just kind of give you a brief rundown of how this thing works here. I did have mine plugged in. I plugged it in through the USB little plug here that was connected. You're going to want to format the SD card, which is an option in the menu. Before doing anything, and make sure it's a brand new SD card. I think I actually erased whatever was on mine when I formatted it through this thing, which essentially just is you pressing a button that says format. The operating controls that we had talked about are here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the screen. This button here is power, and this is kind of like your action button. And not only if you press menu is it going to help you pick things. This is going to be your pick button. So if I want to motion detect on, I would press it, and it would give me the option to go up or whatever. And then menu to back out. And then let's say, okay, so I don't want to do that anymore. I'll just press menu again. This is your up and down buttons. This button, if I press menu and I press mode, it'll switch me to a different side here. So it gives me to go to that, and I can scroll down and whatnot. One thing I did notice when I was, well, you probably noticed too, was that when you heard the audio, it was not that great. So keep that in mind. And honestly, you're probably not going to need audio in most cases. So it kind of works out in your benefit anyways. And then if you want to record, just go ahead and, well, here's your little battery indicator. We're going to press record and press this button here, and what happens is this is your little running counter. It tells you how many seconds or whatever. You notice the date and time. Obviously the format's different, which you notice when you're watching the video, just it's stacked on each other. And what else was I going to say about this? It's a little grainy. Like, look how this looks pretty clear. I noticed it looked like it was skipping some frames, and that might have been because my memory card wasn't fast enough to actually put the video on it. So you might want to make sure you get yourself a nice memory card. I think that was one of the problems I had, and I don't know that for sure though. But it just seemed kind of grainy. Again, for what I paid for it, it's not that bad. Another thing I wanted to say you guys could probably use this for is if you're doing drive-bys on a residence and you want to kind of look casual about it, you can turn this on, do a drive-by, and at least kind of because sometimes in the moment of things you were like, okay, well, what color was that car that was parked in their driveway? I don't think you're gonna be able to pick up plate numbers with this. Even though it does have a zoom function, I don't think that's going to happen. But at least you'll kind of get an idea of what cars are there. And who knows, man? Maybe you pull over on the side of the road and your subject's out there and he's doing something. You can still roll film with this, and you could act like you're doing something else, or step out of your car and still be rolling. And you won't have to have your camera out with a tripod and doing it that way. So definitely a lot of possibilities with this. I'm actually really excited to use this just for videos in general. I got to work on finding out how to get the volume to pump up so I could talk to you guys on it. Otherwise than that, I think there's probably a better version of this out here. But oh yeah, that's another thing. When it turns off, it plays a little music too. But yeah, other than that, I think this is it's probably a solid buy as long as you realize what you're getting. And I haven't checked out all the functions, but just enough of the functions that I think that you're going to be concerned about, which is audio, video quality. And, are you going to be able to figure this out in 10 minutes, or are you going to have to sit there and read the pamphlet for 10 hours? So, yeah, anyways, hope you guys like it. And that was my review of the, let's just call it the driving cam. Okay? All right, guys, thank you. Have a good one. Later.